Across the vast landscapes of India, from ancient temples carved in stone to the dust-filled roads of rural villages, lies a hidden truth. A truth older than kingdoms, older than empires, and more deeply rooted than any written law. For centuries, an invisible force determined one's destiny from the moment of birth. Today, we uncover 5 of the darkest, most painful realities of the Indian caste system, the shadows that history tried to push aside. The shadow of birth. The first truth is as simple as it is devastating. In the caste hierarchy, birth was destiny. You were not judged by your abilities, your dreams, or your potential, but by the family you were born into. A newborn child entered the world already carrying a social label that dictated where they could live, who they could speak to, and what future they were allowed to imagine. For many, this meant a lifetime of barriers. Children from privileged castes grew up with access to temples, education, land, and political power. Meanwhile, children from lower castes inherited silence, obedience, and the fear of crossing boundaries they did not create. Even everyday actions, stepping on a wrong road, touching the wrong object, or entering the wrong building, could lead to humiliation or punishment. Imagine being told from childhood that certain dreams were not meant for you. Imagine being taught to shrink your voice, your presence, and your hopes simply because tradition said so. This was the reality for millions over thousands of years. The untouchable reality. The second truth reveals a cruelty even deeper, the creation of the so-called untouchables, now known as Dalits. This was not just discrimination, it was dehumanization. Entire communities were forced to live outside village borders, excluded from wells, temples, marketplaces, and schools. Even their shadows were considered impure. Dalits were assigned the most degrading, dangerous, and physically demanding jobs, tasks no one else wanted to touch: cleaning human waste by hand, handling dead bodies, removing animal carcasses, doing the jobs that society not only avoided, but despised. Children born into these families learned from the first day of life that they were considered less than human. They grew up hearing not encouragement, but warnings, reminders of places they must not go, things they must not touch, and people they must never look in the eye. To be Dalit was to exist under constant watch, a life of limits imposed not by law, but by belief. And yet, despite this suffering, countless Dalits fought through unimaginable hardship, striving for dignity in a world that denied them the simplest forms of humanity. Violence as control. The third truth is one of fear and force. To preserve the caste structure, violence often became a tool, a weapon used to silence anyone who dared to question their assigned place. Historical accounts describe beatings, public humiliation, and even death for lower caste individuals who entered forbidden spaces or challenged authority. Entire villages witnessed riots where people fought not for justice, but for the right to maintain a hierarchy that kept others beneath them. Families were attacked for attempting to improve their lives. Women were targeted to send warnings to their communities. Land was seized in the name of tradition. Generations learned to stay quiet because stepping beyond one's caste was not bravery, but a gamble with one's life. And even today, caste-based violence still exists. In rural regions, Dalits fighting for equal rights face threats, intimidation, and retaliation. Honor attacks, brutal conflicts, and political manipulation continue reminding society that old wounds remain open. The caste system did not just divide people, it taught them to fear one another. Chains of tradition. The fourth truth reveals a painful paradox. Tradition, which should unite people, became a chain that locked them into place. Religious texts, sacred rituals, and cultural customs were used to justify the rigid hierarchy. People were told that their suffering was part of a divine order, that obedience brought spiritual purity, and rebellion brought dishonor. Marriage was controlled by caste. Friendships were controlled by caste. Even sharing food or water could cause conflict if it crossed caste boundaries. For many, the rituals that marked life, birth, marriage, and death, all carried reminders of their position in society. Imagine sitting at a wedding where families are separated not by choice, but by centuries of belief. Or walking through a village where houses are arranged according to caste rank. Or refusing a person's offering not because of its quality, but because of their birth. Tradition hardened these boundaries. It embedded them in daily life, making escape nearly impossible. It taught people to accept inequality as normal and to perpetuate it without question. Modern struggles. The fifth truth shows that while India has legally abolished caste discrimination, its shadow remains. Laws can change quickly, but culture changes slowly, and the scars of the caste system still shape modern life. In some schools, students are subtly separated by last names. In certain villages, separate cups, separate wells, and separate entrances still exist. Job opportunities, marriage proposals, and social relations often carry hidden caste expectations. Online, the anonymity of social media brings out caste-based harassment. In politics, voting patterns are influenced heavily by caste alliances, a reminder of how deeply the system remains woven into society's fabric. For many Dalits and lower caste families, rising above centuries of oppression is a battle fought every day, but it is also a battle marked by courage, by leaders, activists, and ordinary individuals who refuse to be defined by the past. Their struggle is proof that change is possible, but slow. Healing takes generations, and rebuilding equality requires more than laws. It requires a shift in mindset. The caste system was not created in a single moment, nor can it disappear overnight. Its roots stretch deep into beliefs, traditions, and emotions. But the first step in dismantling any system of oppression is understanding it. By acknowledging its darkest truths, by giving voice to those who suffered, we bring light to places long kept in shadow. Today, we choose to look into history's mirror, not to condemn a culture, but to learn from its wounds. Every truth revealed is a step toward justice. Every voice heard is a step toward equality. And every act of courage is a step toward a world where birth no longer dictates destiny. The past may be heavy, but the future is still unwritten.